Guys, welcome back to a very special, unique Hot Takes and Deep Dives, because this is going to be a quick little exclusive, just a one-on-one between us so that I can tell you what is happening. So here we go. For the past 7 months, I have been working on my second docu-podcast series, my second documentary. It was announced this week in People. It is centered on the cult of SoulCycle, the cult of boutique fitness in New York City, but really tells the story of SoulCycle and how it transcended fitness, how it captured the zeitgeist. It's called Cult of Body and Soul. What do we get into in the series? I interviewed tons of former SoulCycle instructors, studio managers, front desk staff, corporate employees, and we really tell the story of how this thing became a phenomenon, an obsession. You know, I really feel like they took the club culture that existed in the 90s. They took the hottest DJs and they threw it in the room. They turned off all the lights. They lit candles and they bottled it. And that was SoulCycle at the apex of its popularity. And it's also very much my story, how I got hooked and found my instructor and found my community there. I'm brutally honest in it. It's way more personal than Finding Fire Island was. You know, it's got sex, drugs, and death, but it's also a comedy and a love letter to SoulCycle. What else can I tell you? I had this idea for years, maybe even before I ever started podcasting, period, because I was so obsessed with the instructor training program. I would joke to friends that I was going to audition to become an instructor because I just needed to know what the fuck they were telling these people. What were they lecturing these people about behind closed doors? And I knew how gatekept the instructor training program was. And this was my way of finding out, quite frankly, as I had to do this in order to really find out what the hell they were doing with these people who they turned into legit superstars in New York. Like they were in Page Six. It was very much the Real Housewives of SoulCycle. And so, yeah, like I just knew this was the most interesting story that was never properly told. I couldn't believe that nobody made a documentary on this. And I would joke, like I would threaten, like I want to make a documentary about SoulCycle, but because, well, first of all, I'd never done Finding Fire Island, but also this really was before I ever even had a podcast. Well, I'm not a filmmaker. So that didn't make any sense, but it always really still blew my mind that this never got done. I knew that they were trying to make a reality show at one point with instructors. That fell apart. I knew that another documentary was trying to be made. That fell apart. So somehow, here we are. Somehow, I figured out how to do it, and it's Cult of Body and Soul. And here's the most important information. The first 2 episodes drop this Tuesday on the Cult of Body and Soul feed and on my YouTube. You can also watch on YouTube. It's going to be 7 episodes total for now. There may be more, but for now, 7 episodes total. First 2 drop on Tuesday and then weekly after that. Please subscribe to Cult of Body and Soul wherever you podcast. So it's not going to be released on this Hot Takes and Deep Dives feed. This is going to be like Finding Fire Island. It is its own show, its own feed. So Cult of Body and Soul, you can subscribe there. Yeah, it will also be on YouTube if you need some visual stimuli. You can watch the trailer on YouTube right now on my channel. Just that, you can just do Hot Takes and Deep Dives. How can you help me? How can you help me? Leave a comment on Apple and Spotify. Rate it 5 stars. What this does, I know it seems stupid and silly, but it actually really helps the algorithm push it out to more people. So that is the one thing you could really do, and I would be extremely grateful for, is if you can, rate, review, subscribe, all that. What else? I just got back from LA. I filmed Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald today, which that episode of Juicy Scoop is dropping on our release day on Tuesday. That'll be available everywhere, podcast, YouTube. Oh, if you do not follow me on Instagram, what's wrong with you? So do that because I'm going to be very active on Instagram. It's Jess X NYC. I want to do Instagram lives with some of the cast. I'm going to be doing AMAs, Ask Me Anythings. And final thing is there's a website if you want more info on, like, if you want to see photos of the cast, production notes, go to cultbodysoul.com. That has all the info. And yeah, I guess really if you liked the way Finding Fire Island was put together, in the sense the way it told a narrative story, weaving together all these different voices with sound design and music to bring it to life, we did it again. That's what this is. So I'm going to insert the trailer here so you can get a taste.